Yeah, so I guess I never really addressed this on the channel, but I've been thinking about it a lot. It's been on my mind, and if you look back at the days in which videos are published, there's like a good 2 month gap. I guess part of that's just like I was really looking forward to doing this road trip where I'm by myself and I'm just driving across Canada trying to figure myself out. Now I'm still trying to figure myself out, and I'll kind of explain what that means in a minute. Now with the channel, I'm also figuring out this Grand Wagoneer, and as I figure out the Wagoneer, I'm also kind of figuring out myself in a way. Not like, oh, the engine is metaphorical for this, or the suspension is metaphorical for that, and brakes are this. No, but it's just like making sure that I have a balance in my life where I won't regret things later on, and I can try to have the most fulfilling life that I can live. For about 6 months before COVID became a thing, like last March, I was doing a ton of research, getting a bunch of things ready to go. I even made a video called Did I Waste My Money? Just because I've never really done a road trip like this. It's gonna challenge me, and there's a whole mindset towards it. And the closer the day came to me leaving, the closer reality kind of sunk in that I can't leave because of COVID and it wouldn't be right. I have everything boxed away, just waiting. It's always staring at me when I come into the garage. It's just there's probably about half a year of mental buildup towards this road trip across Canada that just never really happened, at least not yet. And I feel like I'm taking a lot of the energy, all that mental energy that I had towards that, I'm kind of putting it into this Grand Wagoneer, which is good, but in its own way, its own different way. And now I'm trying to figure out that balance that I was hoping to find on the road trip. But now I'm in this garage working on a car, and I'm trying to make sense of things as I go through them. And that sounded like a really great plan at the beginning of the summer. But then what I found was I would be spending all day, every day in the garage, just working away. And there was zero balance in my life. And it's not a bad addiction. At the end of the day, there's gonna be a really cool freaking Jeep that I own that I can drive around and enjoy. But I think part of it is this garage is my safe space. It's been developed over many years. I have all my tools and everything, and I'm familiar with it. I know where things are, and I can excel in this space. Something I think is really true is you need to be uncomfortable sometimes in order to grow. And I think that's why that road trip was so attractive to me, because I would be very uncomfortable, which would allow me to grow. And it's now I'm in this space that I'm very comfortable in. It's a safe zone, so how can I grow in it? The only way to do that is to open up more about where I am and where my thoughts are with you guys. There's definitely a travel bug inside of me, this adventurous personality that I'm trying to let break out. And I'm gonna start doing smaller road trips and add that to the channel, in addition to just working on the Wagoneer in the garage. And it's not to have better range of a channel or whatever. It's just I think it's the right thing to do. It makes sense. I also I don't know, I also do a lot of different things. I'm really handy and I love the piano when I get time to play it, and reading and things like that. And I want to find a way to bring all those things that aren't in the garage to the channel, because that's kind of who I am, I guess. And it's it is who I am. I think sharing those things, they're very personal, so it's taking me out of the comfort zone. It's literally taking me out of the garage, and it is taking things that I value a lot and I'm sharing it. I remember watching a movie. I was applying for a class, and the movie's called Into the Wild. I've seen it before, but there's a lot of realizations that come from that film, and it's based on a true story. And one of them is happiness is only real when it is shared. So I feel making the videos about the things that make me happy on the Wagoneer is my way of sharing them. And not that it isn't real if the videos weren't here, but it's just like the act of sharing it brings a deeper level of happiness to the action. That in itself has given a lot of balance to just working every day in the garage and trying to figure things out. Like, for a while, the two were kind of conflicting with each other, and what I mean by that is, like, I would want to like work on the Jeep, but I couldn't because I wanted to edit and post videos and not put that off. Like, I kind of saw them like two jobs almost that were like battling with each other. And now I don't see it like that at all. Like, now I actually have a lot of fun editing film again, and I get a lot of enjoyment living in the moment when I work on the Jeep, just because like I always find myself like reflecting on the moment as it's happening instead of just enjoying it. And I think that's kind of rooted in, like, I'm always like overthinking things or like critically analyzing stuff and trying to make sense of it. That's like the sense I can make out of trying to become a better person through working on the Grand Wagoneer, because it's reminding me to enjoy the moment, enjoy the work. I read a book a while ago called Art and the Zen of Motorcycle Maintenance. I had an old Honda CB 400 twin from 1978, and I was gonna, like, I'm sorry, Mama, I was gonna get my license and I was gonna drive it around, but it's a small bike, and like I wasn't gonna take it on the highway or anything. I was just gonna like go to my friend's house every so often with it. But yeah, the best thing about owning that bike, I never got a chance to drive it, but the best thing about owning that bike is reading that book, because it changed my mindset a lot on why we do the things we do and how to get enjoyment out of the things we do in the moment that we're doing them, instead of reflecting on them and overthinking about them and all those things. So for me, I find it really easy to overthink, and it can be really stressful, especially with COVID and trying to find a balance with like a career and all the things that give like security and sustainability in a lifestyle. So I don't know, maybe this whole video is me overthinking things again, but I know that being able to share the work that I'm doing is definitely making the work that I'm doing more meaningful, and that's where I get the meaning out of it. Like, even if I tell a joke and make someone laugh, like that's just as rewarding as cleaning up the gas tank or figuring out the seatbelts or something like that. So, and it gives me hope that in the future, maybe I can use this for the road trip. Like, I'm more attached to the TJ just because I've owned it longer, and a lot of the work that I'm going to be doing to the Wagoneer I've already done to the TJ, but I didn't share it, and it doesn't have the same meaning that this Wagoneer is going to have because I'm sharing it. And I think that because of that, it would make more sense to take the Wagoneer on that road trip, as much as it is my road trip and as much as it is about me figuring out my own life and my own self. The other part of it is about sharing it, because that might help someone else figure something out with their lives. That's where my mind is with this channel and how I can make it as meaningful as possible. But yeah, I think that's pretty much what I wanted to get off my chest in this video, and just kind of be as truthful with you, like figuring it out. It's like a puzzle. I have like my Bible for this Wagoneer, which is great, and I'm really excited that I get to share it with you, because I really wanted to do that with the TJ, but it just, life had a different plan at that period, and I've learned to try to not make plans, because a lot of times the future has its own plan for you, and you gotta kind of improvise and play it through. So yeah, I guess this video is just about me coming to the realization of living in the moment, identifying that happiness is only real when it is shared. And my favorite part is making like a mistake, like when I mess up, but I can still like learn from that. Like, perfect example is I'm gonna put a video out soon, and it's like me tuning the CB radio because I can't get it to work. And hopefully it works after I tune it, because I didn't know that was a thing. And I don't know, I'm just figuring it out and trying to share it with you so you can figure your own stuff out or laugh at me as I try to do my stuff, you know? So that's what I'm gonna say for now. thank you for tuning in. Thanks for listening. And there it is. Have a great day or afternoon or good night or whatever. And yeah, I'll see you later in another video.